We're going live.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. This is Uncensored with David and Maureen. We have great guests tonight, as usual, and I think you're going to be very excited to see who we have. I'm Maureen Grudzinski, and this is my co-host and partner in business, David J. Paul.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Who do we have with us tonight? We have Ron, as usual. We have... I can't read it all.
See you, boy.
Yeah, we have Bobby. And I think that's kind of it for now. One of our guests is with us so far. She is one of the hottest, sexiest DJs in the U.S.
It's not Maureen, though, just to get you correct. It is, Maureen does do all that too in her spare time.
I'm not a DJ. I'm a DJ in the car, but I'm not a DJ.
Exactly.
But thank you for that, David. But she is hot. And she's here with her husband, who is also her agent. And you'll see how hot she truly is. But she can probably tell you more about herself. And she is what's known as a lifestyle DJ. So we'll say hello to her and her husband, who I got to know a little bit. And I really love them. They're really great people. Samantha and Michael.
Oh, here they are.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Great. Yeah.
Ready to get this thing started.
Yeah. So if you guys can tell us a little bit about how you got to where you're at and what you do.
Got it. Well, I've been in the entertainment field since 1996. I actually started as a backup dancer for Jennifer Lopez and Destiny's Child in the late 90s. So that's kind of where my background kind of started in entertainment. And ever since then, I've lived in 56 cities, 11 countries, building nightclubs, booking a lot of celebrity, just not just DJs, but celebrity just talent to come and perform, especially I used to live in Southeast Asia for a while in Singapore. So I have an extensive entertainment background. And then I madly fell in love with this beautiful woman here.
I can see why.
And so for the longest time, she was really supporting my career. Kind of like that typical woman kind of supports the man kind of thing, where I was traveling and DJing and doing all these events. But her silent passion, that what she's always been, she just loved music. And so she just always just wanted to DJ. That's all she wanted to do, was just DJ. But she just got kind of intimidated with all the equipment, just like a lot of people do, because it's a little bit of overwhelming. But through some, the practice and training, and then she just took it over herself. And at the end of the day, this is a real situation where she literally put me out of business, because I had her open up DJing for me, and then nobody wanted to hire me anymore, which was great.
Look at the eye candy.
So now I've been able to actually move everything behind the scenes for me and be able to really develop her career, and she's just kind of take off.
That's awesome that you guys support each other like that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, we definitely do. Yeah. And I'm living my dream. I always wanted to DJ, and I love music. It's my passion. So yeah.
So you were so intimidated by the soundboard, which, I've been in a room with all that equipment. I can't even imagine what that would be like. It's just so overwhelming. How did you go to a school to learn that, or what did you have to do?
I played around with it through the years myself. And then when I met Michael, he helped me really take it to another level and help me fine tune it and really understand, so.
And YouTube, a lot of YouTubing.
YouTube's like that. You can learn how to fix a toilet, or apparently learn how to DJ.
A lot of YouTube, because when you do have these little malfunctions, these little IT problems, and I'm not an IT person, YouTubing 100% on how to actually just get through a lot of these effects systems.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I tried DJing in the past. When I mean the past, I mean way in the past. Like I was 18, 19 years old, And I saw my friends, they were talking a lot of the hype about, man, you can make a lot of money. You know, you can make so much money. We could get out of our parents' home. We could do our own thing. And I said, oh, what do I have to do to get out of my parents' house? And they're like, you got to make a certain amount of money per month. I'm like, all right, let's set something up. Next thing I know, a week later, there's like this big like flyers all over the place saying, hey, tonight, one night only, David Paul doing DJ. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was just kidding about this. So I'm like, now what do I do? And they're like, don't worry, we'll help you. It's so easy. So I'm like, okay, hopefully no one knows me and they'll just let me do it for like a couple minutes. So I show up at the place. I see all the instruments, all the, you know, mechanics and everything. And I'm looking around and they're like, you ready for tonight?
Hello.
I'm like, hey, Thomas. And I'm like, what do I do with all this? And they're like, don't worry, we'll help you. And I'm like, okay. So I figured maybe a couple people were going to come by. Next thing I know, there was like 30, 40 people coming in the door. And I said, holy shit. I'm like, what am I going to do? So like, just push this button. So I pushed the button.
You just hear me okay?
The whole thing, everyone was getting mad at me. They're like, you suck, get out of here. And then I'm like, I'm done. That's it. 40 minutes, 40 people, maybe 10 seconds of fame, and I was done. I never touched it again. So I give you a lot of respect.
What made you kind of cater to the lifestyle crowd?
I like the fact that they're, you know, very open-minded, and they're very open-minded in all aspects of their life. I just like to be around people that are very creative and open-minded. So that's like where people feel really free to be themselves in any way, and everyone is accepted, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just yeah. So
yeah, there is really a sense of like freedom when you have these lifestyle parties, because it's more of a European atmosphere. Because at the end of the day, if you see a boob or a nipple, nobody's freaking out, kind of thing. So
that's great, because I think that it's a lot of people are, you know, they're not accepting of anything anymore. It's very discriminatory living in this world. You know,
but we live in Miami where there's topless beaches. That's what I'm saying. We're in a really cool little cultural in the United States where to have that freedom and liberty to actually be topless or be, you know, that we have new beaches here, things of that nature, is actually more open-minded and accepted. So we're able to actually put these amazing lifestyle parties for a lot of celebrities. We do a lot of underground pop-ups, whether it's in mansions, penthouses, yachts. We'll take over beach clubs. We'll take over little boutique nightclubs at the same time. And it's basically a members only, where we screen everybody to make sure that they understand what's going on, and that they're actually a good profile person or couple to actually join our events.
So this is actually more dressed than what the beaches are.
Well, it depends on what time of the night. Let's put it that way. It depends on what time of the night.
Well, you guys definitely know you're going to invite Maureen and I, because this sounds like it's right up our alley.
There you go.
Sweet.
So we have Thomas J. Churchill joining us. Thomas, can you hear us?
Yes. Hello. How are you guys?
Hey, Thomas.
How are you?
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
Doing wonderful. Happy March 14th.
It doesn't feel like March to me. I'm from Pennsylvania, so we're, you know, at my house we're getting 10 inches of snow, and I'm in the sun laying.
It's snowing right now.
Well, I'm from Pennsylvania, but I'm visiting Florida right now, so
good.
I feel good about this.
It's like was like in the 90s today, so it's like yes, it's nice.
Yeah. So this is good for me. So Thomas, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do? I mean, you're extremely talented, and we love the fact that you were able to join us.
Well, I'm trying to stay dry today. It's been raining pretty hard out here today, out in Cali. I'm originally from New York, hence the accent, and you know, I'm a writer, producer, director out in Los Angeles. I've been very fortunate and blessed over the last few years with some of my work being all over the place, and I'm very grateful. Grateful for, you know, being on the show, and again, thank you, Dave and everybody, for inviting me, and you here I am. Hello, other guests. Sorry, I came in the middle of your segment. I wasn't sure what, they just.
You're all
This
good.
is the beautiful DJ Samantha and Michael, her husband. We're glad to have everybody with us.
Nice to meet you guys.
Well, everybody knows that I'm a big sports fan, and I am from New Jersey. And I remember that I talked to Mr. Thomas that one of my baseball teams, if he remembers, is a New York Yankees fan. I remember that Thomas might not be a Yankee fan. What fan are you, Thomas?
Well,
here it comes. Here it comes.
So it's probably one of the only New Yorkers that you're ever going to hear that is a Met and Yankee fan.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens. I was born a Met fan, grew up a Met fan, but in the mid '90s, when I was hanging out with my buddies, before we used to go out to the bars or the clubs, they were diehard Yankee fans, and I had to wait for them. So I sat in their living room, annoyed because they always had like the most boring sportscaster, and I was like, oh my God, just shoot me! Like there was nothing lively about it. And then I said, wait a minute, that's Lee Mazzilli. Wait, that's David Cohn. Wait, Gooden and Strawberry. Half of your Yankees were ex-Mets, so I started to. Root for the home team, and then I started liking the Yankees, and I got into liking both Yankees and the Mets. But listen, when they play each other, I'm a diehard underdog fan. My heart goes out to the Mets.
Fair enough.
That's all right. I still like you though. Either way.
All right, thank you. I thought you were going to say you were a Red Sox fan, and I was like, well, can't really talk to you then.
No, Red Sox are ass. I'm sorry, Samantha and everybody over there. I hope you're not a Red Sox fan, but if you are, it's okay.
No.
They're from Florida, but they were from New York or Jersey, right?
No, Miami.
From Miami.
Born and raised in Miami?
No, I actually was born and raised in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
I'm from Kentucky originally, but I've been here for over 20 years. So.
Yeah, that's where they got the
Pennsylvania.
Well, Pennsylvania's cold. Now it's cold. I've been to Miami a couple times. Miami's a good little city.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
The only closest thing I ever been to Kentucky was the chicken.
That's it. That's it.
I think everybody's been there.
Yeah.
So,
what are you currently doing, Thomas?
today or in general?
No, just in general.
Well, we're getting ready to do a slate of films. I took a little bit of time to this last. So about a year and a half ago, I ended up doing a total of 6 projects in a 12-month cycle, plus a spec pilot television show and a short film to produce, and it kind of exhausted me. So I took some time this last year and did a lot of writing, but a lot of my projects, there was like 5 of them that's still waiting to come out. I believe there's one that's coming out. It's either the end of this month or May. I know it's one of them, through Lionsgate, a movie called Devereaux, horror movie with Tony Todd and Krista Grady and a couple other Vincent Ward. Good type of. It's not a slasher movie, but it's got a cool, a new kind of horror icon. If everything works out, it's kind of cool. I do mainly thrillers, action, horror. Thrillers is my forte, but I've done everything. I got a movie that I wrote that's streaming on Netflix. I got movies all over Amazon and Tubi and where else. So I've been, like I said, I've been very grateful and blessed. The next slate of films I'm looking to do is a couple action films, so I'm not kind of stuck doing horror and family films.
And also about Thomas, Thomas knew each other before this show, and we got together, and we're trying to work desperately to get one movie off the ground. It's called Sunset Showdown, and it's a horror Western film. And we have a lot of things already set in the works. It's you know, as everybody already knows, it's about how to find those goddamn investors. And you know, we're pitching it. We're pitching it all the time. We have the pitch deck, we have the script, we have everything. So, and it's copywritten. So we're sending it. I'm just doing my due diligence, working out with a lot of investors. So hopefully, Maureen and I, we found 5 or 6 of them that we've been talking to constantly on all different kind of projects. And we brought up Sunset Showdown, and we showed them the pitch deck and the script, and they said that we actually like it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that they're going to come back in another couple weeks, and they're going to talk it over, and hopefully they'll say, okay, we'll give you the green light. And then that's when we hit up Mr. Churchill over here, and he's going to be our director/producer. And hopefully we get a couple of nice names in there and start kicking some ass in the Western industry.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a fun little story, and you know, I'm excited about that. I'm hoping that we can get that up and going this year as well. You know, we have there's a few things already on our slate with our schedule. So, but I've been attached to this project for probably about a year now, and the Sunset Showdown, and you know, we're looking to tell that story and bring it to life. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. If there's any investors listening to the show and watching it, come on, let's talk.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing about filmmaking. I mean, like as I said, I've been working pretty good and been lucky with all my stuff coming out through studios and everything. The hardest thing about making a movie is raising your funds. Once you have the funds, everything falls into place. So it's been, you know, it's fishing basically, and the way the economy and everything else, everybody has a tight grip on their money, and you know, not knowing what tomorrow is going to bring. So people are very nervous, as the word out there is, you know.
Thomas, don't forget, while we're waiting and you're moving on to good films, all of us can act too.
Oh.
So you know where to find some.
I'll FaceTime. I'll Facebook or Instagram. Everybody's on Instagram and all.
Yep.
And Facebook. I'm still old-fashioned Facebook. I like Facebook. I'm still on MySpace. Just look. No, I'm kidding. I don't have MySpace.
Hey, MySpace was amazing. Amazing. MySpace was amazing.
It was.
I mean, everybody had the same friend. I mean, we all had the friend Tom. He came with MySpace. I mean, it's like, oh, I got a friend, but it's the guy that owns the damn thing.
Yep.
Hey, Maureen, would you like to tell everybody that we're going to collaborate very, very soon with the beautiful couple in the room here, DJ Samantha XO and hubby. So what are we going to be doing with them?
We're going to have a promotional event that is going to be on April 7th. And this is to let everyone know about our brand new, I think you should do this.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, since this is the first time that everyone's going to know about it now, except their little owner circle, what Maureen and I have put together is very exciting. And obviously DJ Samantha XO and hubby over here already know. We are now going to be having a major red carpet celebrity April 7th premiere of our grand opening of our brand new production company.
Oh, very nice. Congrats.
So we have a little bit of everything on this team, and it took a while, but we finally got every piece now. And now just to launch it all off, we got to go out with a bang. So we're heading out to South Beach down in Miami, Florida. And these two lovely people over here are going to make sure the parties kick ass. And we're going to start making some history again this year, but a little bit more bigger now. So thank you guys for hosting it for us and making it really, really explosive down in South Beach. And we're really, really looking forward to it.
And if you old school South Beach, Florida people know where we're having this location is the old mansion, the Jerry Kelly's mansion, which is a very iconic old school nightclub that has been around for so long, kind of like how Studio 54 was for New York. The mansion was that for South Beach in the late 90s, the early 2000s, all the way to like the mid 2000s. No longer exists, but the aura of everybody who's been partying from all types of celebrities lives in that building. So I'm excited.
So the mansion's not there no more, or
no.
After we get done with it, this place might not be.
This place might be going down, like really down when we're done. We party pretty hard.
So super excited for that to have you guys on board, and besides all the the attributes, the things that you guys bring with your production company and all of the paranormal and all the little spooky stuff that's going to be coming. We're going to bring some sexiness to that. Okay. It's going to be spooky sexy at the same time.
Hey, just remember, when we get there, Maureen and I want to get up on one of those tables near you guys and let's start dancing.
Let's do it.
Maureen?
What you need to do is you got to grab a stack of white napkins. Okay. When you stand on the thing and throw them all up and just make it rain with white napkins on top of you. That's like
a done deal.
That's true.
All right.
Shoot that in slow motion. Looks nice.
Yes.
So stoked for this. I like when I used to go out when I was young, it was nonstop. And I haven't been able to do that in a long time. So this is gonna be really fun for me.
Well, I tell you what's not going to be fun is the next day, because the recovery, now that we're older, the recovery time is
Who's
not
old, Michael? Come on.
recovery time is not the same for me. Okay.
I love to dance.
I'm gonna speak for myself. The recovery time is not the same it used to be.
It's not.
Oh, I know. This might take like a lifetime.
You're more than welcome. Come out to South Beach and enjoy the celebration.
When is this going to be? What's the dates?
April 7th.
April 7th.
Oh, April 7th. That's like next week, practically.
Pretty much.
About 3 weeks. Yep.
I'm gonna have to watch the video of it.
All right.
I'm scheduled to be in prep with a project beginning of April and shooting mid-April. So I won't be out of the state here, but that sounds really fun and crazy, and I like fun and crazy.
Yes,
we do too.
Yeah, but like you guys said, the next morning, fun and crazy kind of. Well, pop some aspirins in before you go to bed. You actually wake up pretty good.
Well, I'm going to ask Maureen to wake me up, hopefully at like 9 o'clock in the morning, if she can, the next day. Because if I sleep way too much, Maureen knows we're going to have a big problem. I'm going to have a major headache.
Yeah. I always pop a bunch of Tylenol, drink a lot of water, take some B12, and then I'm usually pretty good.
Yeah.
You got any tips?
Because I know I'm old.
Old.
Oh, stop.
Nobody's old here.
No.
She's only 37 years old. I mean, she thinks she's old.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Crystal said you need fluids at our age if you party too hard.
Hey, Crystal, are you coming to the party?
We have to wait for that answer.
Yeah, she's going to answer.
She may not.
Hey guys, so are you all right, so the title of the show is Uncensored, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thomas, you ready? Because it's uncensored. Yes. So what we're going to have to do here, Maureen, one of the best hosts in the world. Yes, Maureen, you are going to have to strike up a nice hot seat game for these great guests. And we're all going to play, not just the guests, you and I as well, just to make it fair.
Let's do it.
Thomas, you ready?
Sure.
Samantha, I don't hear you.
I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but okay, let's go.
We never do on this show.
It's going to be fun. We'll spare you the embarrassment for the first time on the show. Okay, so what we're going to do, I believe, Maureen, we should give them a game that we started before we got picked up by the UK channel out over there for the show. Yes, we are picked up by the UK. We're picked up in Europe now, by the way. So we're moving very fast. So we're really thankful for this. But I think they picked us up because we're fucking crazy.
Crazy is good.
Yeah.
We are that, aren't we? So
Here we go.
I like this game quite a bit. And we did have fun with it.
It was hilarious.
And I think I'm going to switch it up again because I really like this idea. I really wish that Robert was here with us, however. Crystal will remember this game because we did play this on Valentine's Day.
Oh, we're playing this game. Okay, good.
Yeah.
No, it's a good one.
So I like Mad Libs a lot. So we're going to do that.
Oh, shit. Mad Libs game. All right.
I don't know. So you know what the Mad Libs are? Or?
I do.
Oh, shit.
You do know it?
I do know what they are. It's been a
Samantha,
long
you look a little like you're going to crawl into your chair right now.
Hey, no helping over there, hubby. No helping. Remember.
Hi, V. Okay, so this time I'm going to switch up a little bit. Instead of one person playing the whole game, we're going to go around and everybody gets a word and then we'll read it back.
Okay.
So let's
David,
start off with Mr. Churchill. He's a little quiet over there.
Yeah.
David, do you want to check on Robert just to make sure that he's okay?
Yes. I will.
Okay, so Mr. Churchill, can you give me a man's name, please?
Any man's name?
Yeah, just a man's name.
Pete.
Okay, David, where are we going next? Are we going to Samantha or are we going to you next?
So we are good. Let's just go with the guest first. So Samantha, you're next.
Okay, Samantha, can I have an occupation, please?
DJ.
Oh,
Nice.
surprising. Okay.
Michael, I need a noun, a person, place, or thing.
Miami.
Surprising.
Yeah.
This should be interesting.
Just getting warmed up. We're just getting warmed up over here.
Okay? David, I need a noun, a person, place, or thing.
Maureen.
Jesus. He likes to toss me under the bus a lot. Okay. Thomas, I need a noun, person, place, or thing.
Book.
Samantha, I need a shape.
Triangle.
Michael, a man's name.
Henry.
David, I need a verb, an action word.
An action. Penetrate.
Oh boy, I know where.
See where this is going, guys?
Come on, guys. It's uncensored, for God's sakes.
Okay, Thomas, a woman's name.
Lola.
Was she a showgirl?
She could have been.
Samantha, a body part.
Lips.
I like that.
Michael, a verb, an action word.
Come on. It's uncensored.
Humping.
Good boy.
That's what I was thinking.
Good job.
We're in sync here.
There you go.
David, a noun, a person, place, or thing.
All right. Thomas.
Thomas, a noun, a person, place, or thing.
Uh-oh.
Mansion.
Okay. Playboy Mansion.
Samantha, a restaurant name.
Sexy fish.
Damn, I've never heard of that before.
I never heard of it, but now I need to find out what it is.
Hey, where's that located?
It's in
Miami.
Southie.
We need the address.
It's in Miami. It's Brickell, I think.
Is it Brickell?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's very
It's in
hot right
Miami.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, very trendy.
Maureen, we're going to write that down.
Sexy fish.
Sexy fish.
Okay, Michael.
Floors glow. The floors are all pink glow.
We'll all
Sorry.
go together. A
Okay.
historic monument.
Oh, it's a historic monument. Oh, shit. The Alamo.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love history. I like that.
Yes.
But is there a basement?
In the Alamo?
That was,
No
that
basement.
was in a Pee Wee Herman movie. David, a verb, an action word.
I was going to say something that
It's uncensored.
I usually read his mind before it gets to
it really caught my mind on this one. Penetration.
You already used that.
Oh, I said penetration. Fingers.
Okay. All right. Can't wait for this. Keep going.
If anyone has children around, please. Thomas,
Yes.
a noun, a person, place, or thing.
A bench. I just
Samantha, a noun, a person, place, or thing.
Table.
Michael, a noun.
Dildo.
A verb. A verb. An action word.
Action. Sex.
Thomas, a noun.
Backyard.
Samantha, an adjective, something that describes another word. I really hate that I have to read this.
Well, at least you have to. I was trying to think if we had to memorize this shit. I was like, all right, there's Henry, there's Pete, there's.
Oh, she's writing it all down.
Oh, man. Who the hell would we memorize this?
There's a lot of guys.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Adjective.
Michael, an adjective.
Gang bang. It was just, he just came to my mind. Said a lot of guys.
Doesn't matter.
A lot of guys, yeah.
David, an emotion.
What?
Emotion.
Oh, emotion. Well, after all this talking, horny. What about you, Maureen?
What?
How are you feeling about this game? You feeling good?
Feel good? Feel all right?
This is how I always say. Thomas, a verb.
Hi,
Jay.
Hey, Jay. You came at the right time.
rapidly.
Samantha, a noun.
No. Car.
Car. Michael, a noun.
Unicorn.
David, a verb.
I gotta think about this one really hard. Let's see.
I've never received so many messages during a show in my life.
That's good. It means ratings are going up.
Or down. And we're canceled.
I'm struggling here. I'm trying to think of something really good here.
Venus is helping you with it. She said bite.
There you
go. Okay, bite.
Bite. Thanks, Venus. All right. Oh my God. Here we go.
I can't wait to hear this one.
I'm really worried right now.
I love it.
Okay. Pete is a normal DJ. Then one day, I have to cross them out as I go because I'm losing track. Then one day, Miami explodes, causing Maureen to blow up. And a nearby book erupts into a triangle of flames. Henry realizes that he's being chased by the government who's trying to penetrate him. That's about right, I'd say.
That is about right.
While on the run, he teams up with an incredibly attractive woman named Lola.
I still think there's something up with Lola with Thomas. You can't trick us, Thomas. There's something there.
He met a showgirl who has an incredible lips. She may be from the streets, but she can humping. Like nobody's business. The duo decide to turn the table on their pursuers by blowing up a Thomas, which triggers a chain reaction, causing the local mansion, Sexy Fish, and the Alamo
Good job. You blew up the Alamo.
to explode. Then the bad guy's helicopter gets finger a bench from when the table exploded, and the helicopter explodes and falls onto a dildo, causing it to sex, which shoots a fireball straight into the heart of a backyard and destroys the bad guy leader. Everything is lovely, and the two decide that such a gangbang ordeal has caused them to fall in horny with each other.
This sounds about right. Yep.
They decide to celebrate by rapidly on the car with each other.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those gangbang car scenes. Don't think about it too hard.
This is a new Saturday morning cartoon, ain't it?
They decide to, I lost track. They decide to celebrate by rapidly on the car, and they even manage to use a unicorn from the beginning of the movie to bite the whole story together.
Yeah. I like it.
New Pixar film.
Now that's a story. You got to wrap up, do the treatment, and we can definitely go try and find some investment money.
I get it. Wrap up. Get it.
That's the
You got
part.
it.
If someone would actually invest in that one, but not the stuff that we would come up with.
Well,
That's pretty funny.
Well, that's a star-studded cast. We could think of other people. So that was a great game. Now, before we play the next game, so let's just go around the world here, and let's start off with Samantha and hubby over there. What is your plans, or what goals would you love to accomplish in the next 5 years?
Well, we have our entertainment company, Elegantly Wasted, and we want to continue to grow our company and continue.
Look, she just wants a damn DJ in
Well,
big ass festivals. Okay, let's get to the short example. She wants a DJ in festivals, concerts, where she gets to do stuff like that. Because she just loves when people are just getting fucked up and dancing. I mean, that's what it comes down to. So she can actually be the puppeteer, like the orchestra.
I just like to see people happy and enjoying and escaping for a little bit through music. That's what I want. That's all I really care about. So in 5 years, yes, I'd like to still be doing the same thing, DJing and
throwing
parties
with naked people. I mean, that's the type of life we're trying to
escape
live
and have fun and enjoy.
Yeah.
For the moment. So.
We got to get that going in the Playboy Mansion.
Yes,
that'd be awesome.
But we got resorts, so many resorts around the world, like hedonism, things of that nature. It's just,
sweet.
A lot of good stuff here.
Well, hey, you know where to find two crazy people right here. Maybe Thomas is the third, but we would definitely love to go.
Thomas has got to bring his ass down here to Miami. You only like a what?
Well,
2 or 3 hours.
Well, I just came up with a great film concept with you guys, and I was like, man, I want to see this movie now. So suppose it's kind of like some sort of festival, horror type of rave going on, where Samantha's kind of like the puppet master, puppeteer, and all her music. She brings all these people in, and they kind of come. I don't want to say the word zombies, but she's got control of all of them, and they can do anything they want once they're in this situation. But there's maybe a couple people that show up that music really don't do nothing for them because they're not into the scene. So they got to fight to get out, and it's kind of cool. It all takes place in a mansion in South Beach.
I like that. I
love it.
Yeah,
it's just like one of those erotic parties. You walk into the mansion, and they
kind of a cool, and then they can't get out. They're trying to get out. There's 4 people, whatever, and everywhere they look, there's like this kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers-esque,
Exactly.
They're all under her spell, and the minute the music stops, they can try to get out, but the music keeps going.
Correct. And we'll throw our lingerie parties because we have our famous lingerie parties where all the girls dress up in lingerie.
Everybody's got to be in lingerie, even the 4 people that show up that's not into the music, and they're like so they're all part of it, but they're not part of it.
Exactly. So they're all dancing. Everybody's they're getting fucked up, dancing, and the
music broken record. Because once the record,
I like that. It is good. I like that.
That's really cool.
Anybody out there that steals my idea, I'm coming after you. I got hungry lawyers.
I like the idea.
I think that's great. We should do that. We should work on that. It'd be kind of cool.
At the end of the day, look, there is a huge movement on parties and not just festivals and concerts, because that it has been a big explosion, especially after COVID, because everybody was just kind of tied up.
What's that? No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
But now, especially within what we call the lifestyle movement, there is really a lot of interactions. When I say interactions, it's not when you go to a normal club and everybody's sitting there with bottle service and they don't talk to each other. They're on their phones and they don't talk to each other. Where our parties is mostly couples and single females, where all they want to do is interact and talk to each other. It's like partying back in the 90s when nobody had a phone and everybody had to actually talk to each other and hang out and get to know each other. Those are the type of parties that we actually are curating at this moment. And because they are allowed the women, it's a women-driven party. So the women control the whole atmosphere. That's why they're all dressed up in scantily lingerie and barely any clothes, and that because there's so much respect for the woman in this type of atmosphere, which is great.
That's great.
It allows them to feel free, you know, without anybody harassing them or pulling their arm or trying to have sex with them. Believe it or not, it's not. It's totally the opposite, where it's like it's sex positive, but really nobody's really trying to get the sex. What it is, everybody's just trying to have a good time, and it happens organically. Whereas when I look at the mainstream parties that we kind of go to, everybody's a little bit more aggressive. They're, you know, and that's why what we created was a very safe space for couples and single women, and that's what we're really, really proud of. So then we have Samantha, who actually brings music and brings this elegant atmosphere to it, because as you can see right now, I'm an expert. She's an invert, you know, because she's quiet, introvert. She's quiet, and I'm actually the Puerto Rican energy. You know, little salsa bean going over here. But it's a good combination.
That was the first thing I noticed about you guys when you came on. Like, you would think that Samantha would be the one with all of the
correct
the gusto because of what people perceive of her. Oh, Thomas is gone. But it's funny how the two of you kind of interact with each other, but then how you interact with us. When you came on, it was like Michael was like, "Hey, it's me, I'm out there," and then Samantha's like kind of timid and shy. But I like that about the two of you. It's very.
Thomas, hey,
Thomas, you're back. Hey.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. Somebody rubbed the lamp and I disappeared.
But it's also,
we saw you went off to go trademark the idea.
Yeah, copyright it.
What would have been really crazy is if I was like a genie and all of a sudden I disappeared and I'm sitting between you two guys saying, "So what do you guys think about this?
Exactly.
What do you think about the idea? Good."
Hey guys, look, it's copywritten right by Thomas, really quick.
Yeah. But I love the chemistry between the two of you also, because you can just tell how much the two of you love each other. And Michael, you're just adorable with her, because you're just like, it's all about my woman. It's everything about her. And that's amazing.
My wardrobe has always had something with an XO from her. Here's the thing: I've just never met such a beautiful human soul in my life, and that's what it comes down to when it comes down to Samantha. I literally gave up everything. I gave up my entire career to put her first and make sure that her career as a woman comes first, because we all know that women have always taken a back seat, have always been at home, taking care of kids, working on the house chores, really being the backbone of actually what a family really is. And I was just in a position where I could afford to actually be the man behind the woman and actually just promote her and market her and make sure that she had the confidence to do what she wanted to do, to start living out her dreams. And
that's great.
And within this lifestyle community, I see a lot of that. I see a lot of men just supporting their wives. And that in itself is such a powerful movement, because these women all have their own businesses. They're really making a huge difference in our community and just in the regular community, because they're doctors, they're lawyers. No, they all, these people are very high net worth individuals, but a lot of these men, the majority of them, are all pro about their women. They put them first. And it's good to see that type of chivalry in 2023.
Yeah.
Well, that's the most important thing in any relationship, is the support and of each other, the love, and making sure you guys have, you know, I mean, first of all, the woman should always be up there as well, and a good husband or good spouse or whoever, you know, supporting. A good person is the person who actually supports their wife in doing what she wants to do, as well as the wife would turn around and support the husband in what he wants to do. It's a 50-50. It's a joint thing. And if it I always said, if it feels like work, then it shouldn't. You guys shouldn't be together. When every day just flows, and you know, you're working with your girl, or whether it's business or just whatever. And it flows, and you got a great relationship with business and romance, then life is such a great new level of an experience as a couple.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And our
That's
community.
my Dr. Phil segment for the day, guys.
But the thing is, what a lot of people from the outside that don't understand about this lifestyle community is we communicate more with our partners than the normal relationship happens, because
You have to. Yeah.
you have to, because we're put in this situation where it's like if we meet another couple or we're interested, so that you have to communicate, because once you communicate, look, I want my wife to be happy. I have to say, and she wants me to communicate so we both are just comfortable on what we're about to get into. And there's times where I'm uncomfortable and she's uncomfortable and we talk about it, and it's like, okay, we'll just move on and just go on to the next thing. We don't have to indulge in this particular scenario, in a sense.
How long you guys been married?
8 years.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You guys seem like honeymooners.
So why don't you guys just really tell us how you really feel?
Yeah. Well, the great thing is, we've been in this lifestyle before we actually met each other, and we actually met each other at a Starbucks, in line, standing in a Starbucks downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Wow.
And I just bought her chai tea, and I asked her, "Hey, do you want to sit here, and talk for a little bit?" Next thing you know, we spent a whole hour and a half sitting there talking in the Starbucks, not realizing that we have lived and partied at the same clubs in Asia, in Miami, in LA, in New York since 2000, and never met each other, but we were at the same places at the same time in different parts of the world at same events.
It was meant to happen.
Yeah. So we had a lot to talk about.
So it's very important that we tell all our viewers, if you're a single guy that wants a woman, go to Starbucks, go get your chai tea, and make sure you spill your beans. All right, it will work. Look
a
at
lot
this.
of women in Starbucks.
On a bench.
Yes.
On a bench.
What
Very
sign are
smart.
you guys?
Come again?
Well, thank you. But what sign are you guys?
I'm a Libra.
Gemini.
Okay.
And I'm a Pisces.
Okay. Maureen?
I'm a cuspy Cancer Leo.
Oh,
What about you,
What
Thomas?
about you?
I'm a Leo.
Oh.
I'm a Leo. So I get along with everybody in this room. If somebody was a Scorpio, I'd have to back out. No, it's crazy with me as a Leo and a Scorpio. The first 7 days of anybody I ever met, that's their birthdays from November to like the 7th, 1st of November. No, I don't get along. It's like oil and water. But if somebody's like the last week of October or the next week of November,
Yeah,
I'm fine. But it's the craziest thing. So I avoid that. So even with business and pleasure, when I meet somebody and they're like, "Oh, I'm a Scorpio," I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. What's your birthday?" And they're like, "Oh, the 2nd of November." It's like, yeah, okay. I'll email you. We'll be friends.
Exactly.
Which is crazy.
You just told everybody, if your birthday's today, don't even come talk to you.
That's it.
And so, guys, now since we had our little break from the hot seat game, and I'm happy we did this, now there's a hot seat game. It's coming really quickly.
A what?
And there's another hot seat game coming now. This game.
I might have to jump off in 5 minutes.
Maureen, hurry up. He has 5 minutes. We got to get at least 2 questions in. All right. This game is going to be called What Would You Do? So, Maureen. Yes. So
why don't you play this game?
Oh, all right. So we have 5 minutes. So
What would I do to play this game? Is that the question?
No, Thomas, thanks for volunteering to play in the game. So what we're going to do, we have 5 minutes. Actually, we have 4 minutes now. Okay. I'm going to give you 2 questions. Hubby and wife over here, we're just going to go to him really quick because he has 4 minutes.
Let's go.
So just know how we play the game because we're coming to you next.
I mean, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, but go ahead.
Yes. All right. So the game goes.
I did want to say one thing. Hello, everybody in the chat room. I forgot you guys have the chat room.
Hello.
Sorry.
Hello, everybody. So remember, regardless of what Thomas says, everyone that's watching, Thomas is actually a legit nice guy. So,
I am.
So here we go. The question will be for Mr. Churchill.
Oh, of course, I'm first.
Well, you're the only one that has to leave.
That's okay. Go ahead.
What he's gonna say?
Okay. So here's the question.
I was going to shave my beard, but go ahead. No, I'm kidding. Go.
Well, it's called "What Would You Do?" So here it is. The question is, Thomas, if there's frozen ice outside your house and you want to act a little crazy, right? What would you do? Would you pull down your pants and put your ass on the ice?
Nice. Go ahead.
Or would you stick your tongue on the ice?
Those are my two choices?
That's it.
I'd grab some tequila, throw it on the ice, and lick it.
You had to add something into it. You had to
God,
add.
I'm not going to stick my ass on it. I'll catch a cold.
True. Thomas, what would you do?
I would grab tequila and throw it on the ice and lick it.
Well, no, that's a new question.
Depending on what kind of ice. If it's like right outside my house, or is it like black ice, dirty ice, like from New York, like that shit? Then I might have to go with the ass. No, I'm kidding.
Well, then there's going to be a disease if that happens.
Yeah. So then I might have to go with Jack Daniels instead of the tequila. It all depends.
Go with Sambuca, it'll kill it all.
Sambuca's good, yes, but
exactly.
Yeah.
So would you walk around in broad daylight naked?
Still talking to me? I just
yes. No, there's two questions.
Oh my God.
That was the one. All right, last one.
Would I walk around naked? I do that all the time. I'm part of
either or, Thomas.
Oh, it's either or.
Go ahead. What's the other one?
Would you walk around broad daylight naked, or would you? Wait, hold on. Would you hold hands with a man naked? Just walk around naked, or holding hands with a man naked?
See, I feel like a catch-22, and no matter how you answer this, you're gonna get like people coming after you with a different type of answer.
Well, I'm just thinking, if you hold hands, you get to block half your body.
Wait, if I'm holding hands, I'm gonna block. If we're walking around naked, how the hell am I hiding half of my body if I'm holding hands?
Well, if someone watches you sideways, right, you can have at least that side covered.
Then if they're looking sideways, it wouldn't matter if they didn't see me holding hands or not, because they can't see me holding hands. True. So would I rather walk around naked? Sure. As long as I got my tequila bottle and my Jack Daniels bottle and there's a frozen ice somewhere.
That's a great answer.
Thank you.
I like that. I would do the same, actually. I would drink a lot of embarrassment. I don't want to think after that. That was very good. Very good and clever. Hey, hubby and wife over there. Now you know what you're in for after this.
Well, let's do it.
It only gets worse, by the way.
Oh, it's going to get worse.
I like how Michael put his glasses on so he could hear better.
That helps me.
Nice. So Thomas, if you have to go now, it was great.
I want to hear their question.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. So Samantha, hubby, this is your questions.
Okay.
What would you do on the ice? Would you go down butt naked and just sit your ass on the ice and let it stick and burn and hurt? Or would you stick your tongues down on that ice and wait till you can't talk no more?
I'm sitting my ass on the ice.
Butt naked?
Yeah, because getting the tongue actually stuck and trying to remove the tongue off the ice, that shit's going to hurt and it's going to make it bleed.
Yeah, Christmas Story revisited.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'll do naked, and
that tongue will stretch out big.
But your ass is gonna stick there too.
Exactly. No, the tongue. No, can't. You do the tongue?
Yeah, I would put my tongue on the ice because I could spit on the ice first, which is warm. It would kind of melt it, so I don't think it would be so bad.
Depends how cold it is, because then your spit might turn into ice.
That's true.
Exactly. You get that long spit ice thing count.
Either it's the spit or it's the tears that's hurting so much that it'll go right down nice. Either way.
I got my tequila. I'm okay then.
I'm all about being naked, so going with the naked.
Well,
then, I mean, the second question's regardless. Then it's pointless because we already know. So you guys are just gonna walk around separately, just naked in broad daylight, no problem.
That's what we do. And we have.
No, you didn't have to stay separately.
we're all at the same party.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we'll have to do a nude part sometime.
Exactly. Well, we actually have a beach called Hollover Beach, which is a nude beach here in South Beach. So we got to take you guys there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Can I bring my blanket? I'm like Linus.
Nice.
Yes. You bring whatever you want.
Toga party. I take the blanket and say hi.
Exactly.
I like that. Well, we're definitely taking that on. That's for sure. Thanks for the invite.
You got it. Make sure you bring
Maureen.
some. Okay. Sunblock.
Maureen, we gotta let them know when we're free.
Okay.
She's like, okay.
That's what you were asking me the question, though. I wasn't expecting that part. Okay. I am completely traumatized by the pole in the Christmas Story, so I'm gonna sit my ass on the ice.
Exactly. See? Exactly.
That's my buddy Scotty. Did that.
In the
Hey
movie?
guys, if you
Yeah.
gotta
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Your real friend? Is that-
Real friend.
We need to have him on the show.
He was also in The Toy.
Oh.
Richard Pryor.
Yep.
Remember that.
Wow. Well, Thomas, we have to get him on the show. Let's see if he's able.
I can check.
Hey guys, quick question. If you had to have a movie made about you, who would you want that actor to be?
Or actress.
Or actress?
Well, for me, it's either going to be Bradley Cooper or Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm gonna have to go with that. I'm gonna have to
or Benjamin Bratt.
Okay, there we go. I'll take some.
Looks like you a little.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I see a Benjamin Bratt mixed with a Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, because I actually get Bradley Cooper a lot, and I didn't see it at first, but she was like, "No, you kind of do," and I was like, "Okay."
You do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Samantha, what about you?
I'm trying to think.
I said Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Jenny McCarthy. I'll go with that.
Thomas.
Oh, hands down. I was already told that I look like Wesley Snipes. So Wesley. I'm kidding. I like Wesley.
I got it.
Who would play me in a film?
You gotta go Danny DeVito.
Oh shit.
I'm a little taller than Danny. I don't know.
Jack Black.
No. I'm actually a little taller than Jack. Bumped into him at a movie. I'm gonna go with Bradley Cooper and Benjamin Bratt.
There we go.
Our choice. You can't go wrong. Miss Maureen, who would you like to play you?
Oh, this is tough.
Guy Jay says Al Pacino, so we'll go with Al Pacino.
I got Meryl Streep on you. I got Meryl Streep.
I got Charlize Theron on her, or possibly Cameron Diaz.
Okay.
I like Cameron Diaz because she's fun.
Okay.
I could see Charlize a little bit.
Okay.
She's kind of badass. I like her.
Yeah, we're gonna make a movie now.
What about you, David? Who's going to play you?
Now that's a tough one.
I got Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck?
Yeah, I see it. Well, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
I was going to say if Matt Damon and Woody Harrelson had a kid, it'd be David.
I'll take that. Samantha, what about you? Who do you see playing me?
Playing you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree with him. Yeah, Affleck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Okay. Well, I'm not complaining then. Thank you.
Well, what about Samantha? Who's going to play her in a movie?
I say Megan Fox.
Well, I
Okay.
thought about that, but she's got dark hair. But I did think about that.
You can always dye your hair.
That's
True. But I don't think her boobs are big enough.
Okay, no
Probably
Megan
not.
Fox then.
I don't think Megan Fox's boobs are big enough.
So maybe Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah.
You know who I was thinking of just now?
Who? We got Pamela Anderson.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Yes, I actually said that
but
to you about the other time.
She's dead, so
Yeah, she passed away though, but she can't.
Well, I mean, yeah,
She
she,
doesn't have enough life for you.
yeah. So what about, so if you guys had to go and take one location in the world, where would you guys want to spend your last 24 hours in life at?
Oh, Michael knows.
I'm taking my ass back to Phuket, Thailand.
Really?
Yes, in the southern part of Phuket, Thailand is a beautiful spot called Nai Harn Beach. And in that
Is it
place,
still there?
yes, I used to live there for 2 years, and it's basically where all the elephants and monkeys live and the monks. It's almost like untouched, and it's where they have an island called Phi Phi Island, where they shot that Leonardo movie, The Beach, way back in the 90s. Remember that movie, The Beach? That's where they filmed it. So
I like that you say way back in the 90s.
that's right.
Such a classic. It's a long time.
It's antique, actually.
Hey, most of these damn kids don't even know what the 90s is or what it is to like not have a
Dude,
phone.
when you were talking about 90s earlier, all I kept thinking about was my beeper. I'm like,
Okay, exactly.
Or a
The 90s
pager.
were
Yeah,
the best.
the pagers,
90s had
man.
the best music,
Yeah.
the best
The 90s
movies.
did have the
I'll
best
take
movies.
the 80s any day.
I was going to say 80s music. That's my favorite.
80s everything. 80s
Yeah.
was the best. Not
Yeah.
that I remember. I wasn't born in the 80s. I was born in the
80s had the best
mid-90s.
music. The 90s had the best rap and
Yeah, but
R&B.
I also felt like the 90s had the best alternative. You had No Doubt,
True.
Bush, Nirvana. You had all that, sex, but you had all
Pearl
this
Jam.
rock that like really come out.
And karaoke started like in the 90s, right? I used to go I used to love karaokeing to Kenny G.
Okay. It's a Kenny
Really?
G. I can see that working for you. I can see that working for you.
Samantha, what about you? Where would you like to be for your last 24 hours of life?
definitely Ibiza in Spain.
Ibiza.
Nice.
Definitely.
Which we're going to be there anyways in September for a whole week because we have a huge
Nice.
party.
Yeah.
Wow. Sweet.
So we got a 12-bedroom mansion in Ibiza. And we're going to be throwing some really erotic like parties for 1 week.
Sweet.
And
So there's enough rooms for more people. So
right.
Maureen and I would love to jump.
Come on. Come on. And
Thomas, what about
we
you?
can always put some type of like ghost spirit kind of spin to it,
That's sweet. We're there.
We can knock out a lot of things with one stone, and then we'll throw parties. We'll throw parties for the pre-party for the show. We'll throw the party for the after party of the show, and we'll throw the party during the damn show. How about
We
that?
can do some paranormal investigations.
Yeah.
There you go.
So are we doing this naked or with clothes on?
I say we do naked. We do this. We have to be different. We need to for Netflix or Hulu somebody to pick our show.
Travel Channel.
As long as it's tequila and Jack Daniels.
How about, but what we just call our show Scared Naked.
Scared
naked with a bottle.
Yes.
Scared naked with Jack.
Yes.
This is why the Travel Channel would work for this, because we're already traveling.
Yes.
They do have the paranormal stuff.
Yeah. And they have people naked on there.
Mhm.
Isn't that what
They
naked
do,
afraid?
they do have naked people, and they do have like the wine tasting, the alcohol tasting, the food tasting. It's all right
And
there.
the soundtrack's got to be from the band Naked Ladies.
Ah, yes.
And then you guys do the soundtrack too, like for the movie, but the
Or
background.
Kenny G.
Yeah, Kenny G. Hey, can't go wrong.
And then Samantha
his pipe.
scratch some stuff up in between there.
Like,
And then if you want, we could always put a naked ass on the beat, right?
yes. 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 We got something to work with, guys.
Yeah, we do.
Now, when you say a naked ass on the beach, are we talking about like a donkey?
Oh, I actually have seen donkeys on the beach, especially in Mexico. A lot of
There you
jackasses.
go. They could be like emotional animals. We could travel with them on the plane. No big donkey and such. Emotional support.
Yes.
We're petting them.
I have actually seen a Great Dane on a damn plane.
Really?
Yes.
They're big dogs.
Wow.
Sitting in the chair?
You had his own seat.
Was he sitting or was he like?
No, sitting.
Standing?
Sitting.
Wow. Did they have his seatbelt on?
No. That was crazy.
It would have been annoying if that Great Dane would have just laid down in a chair and that chair came all the way down in front of you and you can't really watch your movie and you gotta pet his head while you're watching your film. It's annoying. That happens to me like every other week on a flight. Yeah.
He has to pet your head?
Yeah, I gotta pet the dog's head in front of me. And one time I did it and the lady said, "Hey, will you stop touching me?" I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was the dog." Because she had like a little sweater thingy around with a little animal, and it was on my TWA flight. TWA, sorry.
That's not good.
So, David, where I would spend the last of my life, you're saying? Is that what your question?
Yes. Would you stay on TWA, petting the Great Dane?
Well, I would either take the flight. It would either be a TWA flight or Pan Am flight, and I would end up probably spending my last few days either in my girl's arms.
Oh.
It's not like plural.
Yeah. But she's got a lot of arms. A lot of arms. Or I would spend the last few hours if I was where it all began in Queens.
Okay.
My hometown.
Okay.
Actually, Brooklyn and Queens, which would be where it all started. Maybe right in front of the hospital I was born in. People were like, "What are you doing here?" "I'm waiting to die. I was born here. I'm gonna die here." So,
with the New York hot dogs and everything.
Hey, don't knock the dirty water dogs. Those are the best.
I know. I love those hot dogs.
Dirty water dogs. There's a place in California, in LA, where there's a guy who actually has his own dirty water cart. Dirty water dogs, as I call them. And he's got the whole sauerkraut and everything. And he gets the hot dogs. He has them shipped in the Sabat hot dogs, which is on the East Coast, New York. I'm dead serious. But what's crazy is because most hot dog places in California, they grill them. And then when you say, "Can you put mustard and sauerkraut at you?" they give you the steak eye. And it's like, what's wrong with that? It's like, you put mustard and sauerkraut on a hot dog? Yeah. What do you want me to put, an avocado? That's what they do out here, avocado. People can have avocados on top of avocados out here. I'm not an avocado fan, so I can't get into it. Serious. I mean, it's like, can I get an avocado, a little slice of avocado on there, just cut it up a little bit, a little small, little avocado. Can't do the avocado. Sorry. So, they put it on everything here. I mean, you go to a pizzeria, there's avocado on the pizza. It's like, dude, there's certain things that just you don't do. They don't go together. That's it. Sorry. I get avocado flashbacks. I'm in therapy for it lately. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I would ask Maureen where would she like to go, but it looks like we're done with that question. So,
does she like avocados?
Hey guys, who are we a fan of? Steak or chicken?
Who a fan of what?
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Can you have them both together?
No, just one.
Are you doing a fight and asking people what they want?
I love steak.
Steak?
Steak every day. Yeah.
I love steak. I love steak.
Same.
Can you have them before you? Can they be pets before you eat them?
Yeah, why not?
I have a pet cow and chicken.
That's fine.
And if he was Irish, he'd be the McChicken. Yeah, both actually. Can we do both? Are we into both? Or was both taboo?
Well, here's the question with steak. How do we like our steak cooked?
Medium rare.
Medium rare as well.
I'm medium well.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
You're gonna break your teeth off.
Medium well.
Nope.
You ever go to a place where you ask them medium rare and it comes like medium well, but it's more than well, and when you eat it's like eating a belt?
No, I've done it. It's been the opposite way, where I ordered medium well and it's rare, or
Yeah.
But
Well, I like mine well done until I got yelled at and I had to change it right away. So I went to medium well.
yeah, isn't it stupid to have some type of damn pressure on how I want my meat cooked? You know what I mean? Like people are really judging. Oh shit, you do medium well.
Yeah, for some reason,
Like the bad health decision that I'm making.
Right, and they look upset when you tell them. When they ask you and you say, and you're like, oh, fine. It's like, dude, are you eating it or am I?
Exactly. It's the truth.
I remember last year I went to a steak restaurant and everyone was ordering like medium well or rare or whatever. And they come to me and they're like, how would you like yours? I said, well done. I don't want a pink or anything. And then she looked at me and she stopped and she looked at me. She says, really? Are you going to order it like that?
Yeah,
I'm like, why? Why not? And then all of a sudden I find out that I got yelled at and I had to change it. So I said, okay, I'll have it medium well then. And then she says, good choice, sir. Good choice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Hey, Robert LaSardo, what's up, baby?
Hello. Hey, guys, how are you?
Doing good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Rob, I want to ask you a question that's very serious because I know that you'll be on my team with this. Isn't steak supposed to be medium rare?
I prefer it that way.
Yeah, buddy.
Robert, I hope you were listening to what I was saying a second ago, that I liked it well done. But then once I got yelled at, I did change it to medium well. Wait, what did I say? Yeah, well done. Yeah. Or medium rare. No, I said medium rare.
Yeah, medium rare, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's easier for me to chew it, man, because I'm missing a few teeth these days. So it's more about just the necessity of being able to chew my damn food, man.
I usually bring my own blender with me. They get mad because they don't have the extra extension cord, and no matter where I'm sitting, people tripping over the wire. It's terrible. But I do bring my own blender. I have to.
Robert, I hope you enjoyed our 2 quick hot seat games that we played before.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Did you watch it? Were you trying to stay away?
Look, here's the deal. I just literally came in off a hike. I was out in the mountains hiking, and I realized, oh shit, what time is it? I'm late. So I heard my ass on back here, and so I literally just got on board. So forgive me if I got to catch up with y'all guys. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Hey, Robert.
Either, so you're good.
Oh, but it's all right. I don't know what's going on.
Like, you guys are like, you're on the right show, Rob.
Rob, you're on the wrong show. Just so you know,
you have missed the flying helicopter landing on a dildo with a bang bang on a table
with sauerkraut.
Yeah, with the sauerkraut.
It was one of Maureen's favorite games of Mad Libs. We had no freaking idea what the game was going to be about, but we just chimed in with every single answer we wanted, and it was a shit show.
Yeah.
You want to play?
I'm speechless.
Hey, Rob. Here we also just got done playing What Would You Do? So here's a question.
I'd like to hear what Rob would say about what would he do. But first, before we do that, so you need to meet our other guests. So Samantha is DJ Samantha XO and her husband Michael. And then Thomas J. Churchill. I think you might know him, right?
Hey, Tom.
How are you, Robert? Nice to see you.
Sir. Good to see you.
Okay, and then us. You know us.
Yeah, I kind of vaguely. I remember.
He's funny. He's funny.
He's so funny.
I kind of remember. Yeah.
Yeah. We talked to Rob a lot.
Oh
So,
yeah. They had to take Tylenol yesterday. A couple of extra strength after got off the phone.
That's not
I gave them both a headache. I know.
No, we love you.
Rob. No.
We love you. So
you're a brother.
I think we should get Rob involved in this game. And what would you do?
Okay. Let's go. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Come on.
Rob, there is no pass or fail to this, just so
Good.
you know.
I like that. I like those kind of games.
All right. Go ahead, David.
Okay. So we asked these wonderful human beings on our show, what would they do? Now it is your turn. So Mr. LaSardo, what would you do if there is ice on the ground? Would you remember, this is you being crazy and just going all out. Would you go butt naked on the ice and sit on the ice till you freeze your ass cheeks off? Or would you stick your tongue on that ice till you can't talk anymore?
Is this before or after sex?
Well,
rhetorical. I don't know. I get a lot of heat buildup down below the waist sometimes, depending on what's going on in my life. So I'd say I might elect to take my clothes off and sit on the ice just to cool things down a bit.
Exactly.
Good answer.
Smart.
And it helps the prostate for us older guys. It helps the prostate a little bit. It helps shrink it. The cold, they say, put cold, So I think for medicinal reasons too, it might be a good choice.
Exactly.
I might have to change my answer now.
Oh no, you can't, Thomas. It's done. What's done is done. Hey, so Robert, if you had to have 24 hours to live, what would you do?
I'm scared right now.
Oh, geez. He's thinking. I don't know.
You gave him 24 hours. It was hours was like I don't think we had that time frame.
Yeah, last 24 hours.
You said your last few hours.
Okay. Is it 2
Fine.
hours or 2 hours or 24 hours?
24 hours. You have one full whole day.
So it's like someone says, "Hey, Robert, here I got good news and I got bad news." What? The good news is you're gonna die. We all are. Yeah. But the bad news, you're gonna die real soon. Oh, how soon? 24 hours. So I got a phone call from someone like that. Okay. I would say, given where I am right now, I would spend the last 24 hours being extremely grateful, given what I have available to me here.
Would you do anything?
We all said the same thing.
I just enjoy what's here. I probably, I got some cookies. I got a bunch of food that I probably, I'm really tempted to eat, that I'm trying to be very responsible, with my diet. I just say, fuck all of it and just go to town. I got some whiskey in the cupboard. I got edibles in the other cupboard. I got a whole bunch of stuff to play. I probably wouldn't kill my neighbors, though, because my neighbors are cool. So I might shoot my guns just for the fuck of it, because, you can't really shoot them anywhere. You can go to the range, but who wants to go to the fucking range? Sometimes I just want to go in the backyard and fire a couple of rounds, man. So I might fire a couple of rounds, but I'd wait to right before I was going to die, because the cops would come and probably try to shoot me. Oh, here's an idea. Yeah, but that's a bad idea. That's negative. So if we're going to go out, let's go out with a positive. So I'd say, I'd probably shoot some guns, drink a little bit, and any number of things that I wouldn't say would distract me from the main event, which is the transition out of this fucking place. I would say, why not go out with a bang? Literally.
Got it. Smart.
Bang!
Anything you'd like to learn how to do?
You think I'm fucking kidding, huh? You think I'm kidding, huh? Huh?
None of us think you're kidding.
No,
But anyway,
no.
but the point is this: I think it's important to have a sense of humor. Maybe, you know what I think I also do. What do you think, Thomas? Do you think maybe we watch? You know what I watched last night? Remember, this film's classic. I know you know it, man, because you're a filmmaker. You're gonna know this movie. Once Upon a Time in the West with Charles Bronson, Henry Fonda. You know the film? Of course you do.
Great film.
Yeah. So I would probably finish watching that too before I die, because I started watching last night, and I only got like maybe halfway through it, and I haven't seen it in years, man. And I love it, man. So it's like, oh, wow.
Sergio Leone, right?
Yes.
That was one of I mean, I love Bronson. That was one of his one of his great roles.
Oh, and with the harmonica thing, you know what? I'm always, you hear the harmonica, that eerie harmonica, him playing, and you knew he was coming.
That one shot with where the three of them are standing there, and the train goes by, and he's standing on the other side. That one, just Sergio Leone setup shot. It's great.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm going to go I'm going to get a little, hope you all don't mind. I'm going to ask Tom maybe some trivia questions, not as a test, because I don't know the answer. Maybe you don't either. Do you know where they filmed that? Do you know where they filmed that movie? Because I don't know where they filmed it. I was wondering, is it, because I know he did movies in Europe.
I think it would be in Italy. I think most of his movies were done in Italy.
Okay. Well, he did a great job, unless it was stock footage, man, of recreating something that looked like fucking what's the area? Is it Arizona that has the giant rock formations? Where is the giant rock formation? Arizona?
It's either Arizona or Utah.
Utah, that's what it is.
But I do think it was done in I'm pretty certain it was also done in Italy, because I think one of the only movies that Sergio shot here was Once Upon a Time in America.
Right. The gangster movie. Right.
Yeah, with De Niro, William Forsythe, all that.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh,
yeah, that was a great film too. That was Forsythe's first movie, actually.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, I remember that movie, man. Yeah. Anyway, I can tell we're bored. Tom, we're probably boring them at this point. So I'm just going to shut the fuck up.
We'll have to talk later, Robert.
We're boring them. We're our movie of trivia nonsense, probably.
Hey, I'm a huge sucker of Western films since I was a teenager. Cool. I'm a big fan of the remake of The Magnificent Seven with Denzel Washington. That was really, really good, with Ethan Hawke and Chris Pratt and those guys. That was really good movie.
No shit. Yeah. I've never, I didn't see it. I should. So you'd recommend it then, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Ethan Hawke's in it. Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington, Vincent D'Onofrio. I mean, all the big names, and it's a great remake, and it's action packed. I mean, you really would not get bored out of it. There's not a whole lot of talking. A lot of it's like picking the Magnificent Seven off one at a time. It was really, really good. It was shocking, actually, but it was good. And also 3:10 to Yuma with Russell Crowe. That was a great movie too.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Excuse me 1 second. I was wrong. Well, somewhat right, but wrong.
What's that?
The film was shot in Spain, in Arizona, and in Utah. So,
right on, man.
Michael and Samantha, what kind of movies
doing the research on that? I was wondering about where the fuck it was. Now I know.
I love horror movies.
Me too.
Yeah, me three.
That's always been my thing.
Michael, how about you?
Oh man, I'm one of these love guys. I love the new Notebook. I like Jerry Maguire. I just like that kind of sappy stuff.
You're the romantic and
man. You need a little love.
The old Top Gun.
Yeah, we all need some love, man. I know.
You guys know that the remake of I Know What You Did Last Summer, it's after 25 years in the making, guys. Guess what?
Whatever.
It's coming back in theaters. The newest installation. It's called The Last Summer. So the remake's coming out with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. They're both coming back.
Holy shit! Really?
Interesting one. That'll be a good one.
Wow. And you guys know, since I did tell you I'm a Western fan, and Robert and Thomas, you guys too, the newest installment of the Young Guns franchise is back. Young Guns 3 is coming back.
Wow.
Cool.
That's going to be insane. Christian Slater's coming back to play Arkansas Dave Rudabaugh.
Oh, that'll work. Oh, that'll definitely. There you go. Yeah,
Emilio Estevez is back as Billy the Kid.
No shit.
And Lou Diamond Phillips is back as Chavez.
Oh, wow.
Huh. So there we go. There's your quiz of the day.
Well, just to give you an idea, Dave, how behind it I am, I just finally saw the one Jesse James, the coward that shot Jesse. I don't know if that's the act. I'm paraphrasing. The coward that shot Jesse. What's the name of the Thomas? You would know. What's the name of the title?
I mess it up. But it's the Brad Pitt movie,
right? He played and the coward who shot Jesse James or something, right? It's about
it's a guy. I think it's the name, somebody's name, and then it says the coward who shot.
Yeah. Well, anyway, my point being is, I just recently saw that. It'd been out for years, right? It'd been out for a while. Yeah. I usually catch things on the late break, man. I'm not really getting excited about the media frenzy. Oh, this is going to be great because I pick and choose. I have my own thought, my own free will. I don't want to be told what to fucking do, what to watch. And if I feel compelled to watch something, I'll either discover it by chance or a friend of mine will whisper something in my ear. And because I respect my friend's thought, his perception or her perception, I may entertain it. And, usually they're right on fucking point. So a lot of movies get by me because I'm not rolling down the mainstream highway. So
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me ask you guys something, because ratings and reviews. I have a thing about ratings and reviews, whether it's ratings reviews going to a restaurant or ratings reviews going to movies. I hate ratings and reviews because, again, these are other people's opinions and their reviews. So what we have an issue with, because she reads ratings and reviews for restaurants, right? And I have an issue. I was like, why in the hell am I going to judge my taste buds with somebody else's taste buds? In a sense, but she goes back. It's just a little thing we have, because every time we want to eat somewhere, first thing she goes, ratings and reviews. I'm like, I don't care about no ratings and reviews.
Well, to answer that, I mean, with movies,
yes,
I have to be my own judge when I'm seeing the film. But if somebody's telling me, "Oh, the movie sucks," don't waste your time. If I know people in the film or I wanted to see it, I'm gonna go see it anyway. Exactly. When it comes to restaurants, I might stick with it because they may say because out here in California we have letters in windows to tell you how clean and everything is. I mean, they might have good food, but you don't want to take a bite out of something and something's like running across your table or shit, or falling in front of you, or you go to fight and there's something.
Well, you're a New Yorker and you're complaining about being out on the West Coast with somebody running across the.
Listen, New York, at least all rats were like cats. They were nice. They were big. But you knew where they were at. They were in the subway. So you're not going to go and have a 4-course meal in the subway. The only thing you're going to eat in the subway is a friggin' hot dog, waiting for a chain or a pretzel, hot pretzel. But you're not gonna. I mean, I go by depending on the restaurant. But if it's a fast food place, I don't care. I just want the burger and get the hell out if I'm hungry. But if it's a restaurant, I'm definitely gonna want to know.
Fair enough.
See, it's different with animals and stuff. See, I'll go to what is it? The place Sparks? Is it Sparks in Manhattan that Castellano, one of the mob guys, got killed right in front of? I'd go in there and have that steak any day in that place because that place is good. You just got to step over where the body was outlined, and it's got good food. So that rating wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so with people listening, maybe they would want to know, what's your favorite colors, or what is your lucky numbers, or what do you guys do in your free time when you're not working? Like, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering that. So we could go with anybody. It's a free for all. Anyone could speak first. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, go do it.
Okay,
I love first.
Okay, I love blue and I love green. Those are my two favorite colors, blue and green.
Nice.
And in my free time, I love animals. I have lots of pets. I spend time with my pets. I have 5 parrots. I spend time with them. I have 2 cats. I have a bunny. So I like to be in nature.
So you like Who Framed Roger Rabbit then?
That is, yeah, exactly. So yeah,
I call her Snow White because here's the thing: is we have a bunch of like wild lizards. There's a lot of lizards here. Like
we know that
big iguana, like big iguanas. We also have snakes and we have like mice outside. And what's really weird is when she walks outside, I bullshit you not. I don't know why the lizards come out.
To her lake.
Yeah, they all come out. All the bunnies come out, the animals all come out right when she walks out in the backyard. I'm like, what the heck? And it happens every time.
maybe Samantha's singing, that's why.
Yeah.
Good vibes.
Yeah. No, she does. She just has that aura where with
ability.
Weird. Yeah. It's kind of cool. That's why I call her Snow White, because when Snow White walked in the damn wilderness, all these damn animals came out. I was like, why did this happen?
I think animals pick up on frequencies, man, because they're vibrating differently, and they're not ego oriented like we are. So they kind of rely more on frequency. So if there's no pretense, they want to maybe gravitate towards something that's maybe, I don't know, that's familiar or comforting. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a very innocent vibe. So that's what they're flocking to.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Good call, Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
I saw a chipmunk today on my trail, which brings me, I guess, to the answer. I like hiking. I'm a hiking addict because of what I see on the trail. Not just the exterior aspect of the happening, the macrocosmic happening and all the physics of the trees and the beautiful moss that looks like something from the Enchanted Garden. It's more like the interior aspect of being starts to come to the surface, because you can't distract yourself, man. I mean, you can get caught up in the monkey mind of thought while you're hiking, but the whole point, I think, for me, is to let it all go. So hiking is very therapeutic in that sense, in terms of this kind of liberated state of consciousness where you just feel kind of part of everything, but you're not located anywhere. You lose a sense of the identity and you get lost. It's kind of fun to get lost in that place. And then, and also then when you come back into the physics of things, you see these cute little creatures running around, man, doing stuff. And it's just fun to look at them. So I like doing that. That's a good hobby, and it keeps me healthy.
Yeah, it does.
And then the colors, I'll show you. Fuck it, I'll just show you the colors right here, man. I don't know if you can see them. Here's a list of colors right here. Color yellow, green, red. There's all these colors, man.
I like really calming.
Yeah.
I think Christmas lights, even in the off season, man. And then I'm a film historian, man. So I like, how bookworms would go to a library and look at books and read all day. I kind of go through endless catalogs of off the beaten track, independent films, cult classics, film noir, John Cassavetes land. I go to all sorts of just libraries that are available on various streaming platforms that still have a loyalty to the history of cinema, so that you can go back into the 1940s and see Burt Lancaster get off a trolley car in the middle of Hollywood back in the day. You can see, Yvonne DiCarlo. You can see Dan Duryea. You can see a whole host of people that clearly have probably been forgotten by, the modern generation and the millennials. But to me, it's just so, I don't know, man. It's just, I'm fascinated with the history of film.
Nice.
So that's a hobby. It's not just passive entertainment where I'm like drinking a beer and just kind of like watching things. I mean, I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a thrill ride aspect of viewing, but I think for those of us who require more from our entertainment, we want something that's been put together with a passion, with an insight and careful planning, so that the result has a profundity to it that resonates and stays with you most of your life.
Mm-hmm.
I love Yvonne DiCarlo.
Yeah, isn't she something? Did you ever see her in the film with Burt Lancaster called Crisscross?
No, but I'll definitely
check it out. Please. So relieve this anxiety that I have that you have not seen this film. Dan Duryea plays the gangster. Burt Lancaster has a love affair with Yvonne DiCarlo's character, who's kind of this troubled harlot, you know, but she's got you kind of get a feeling she's got like a Gemini personality. She's dual nature. She's got a sweet, lovable side, but a very cunning, dangerous aspect of her. And Burt Lancaster and her have a romance, this kind of tragic romance. I won't give it away. And then Dan Duryea, who plays the gangster, kind of steps in, and the drama ensues from that point on. You know, I thought a really, really well done movie. And it's kind of cool in terms of the history of Los Angeles, because that's my reference point for Burt Lancaster getting off the trolley car back in the 40s when they had all the trolley systems in LA. He got off a trolley car that came out of that old tunnel that, you know, became some graffiti, you know, landmark of days long ago. But you see the origin of what Los Angeles, the capital, looked like back in the 1940s. So not only is it, I think, an entertaining film and great characters and very beautiful musical score, it's basically history in Los Angeles. You get to see Los Angeles, man, what it looked like in the 40s, man. Pretty cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thomas, what about you?
Okay. I'm kind of like a lot like Robert when it comes to the films, but we'll start off with the colors. I'm a blue and red type of guy.
Very
you know,
primary of you.
Huh?
Very primary of you.
Yeah. I'm you know, my numbers, I'm an angel type of guy. I love 11. I love 8 films. That's probably my place to unwind and relax. I love digging into old school projects or old school films, classics. I just watched a film last night that was from I actually missed it when it came out. It was fantastic. It was a movie called Trumbo, and it's about the McCarthy era blacklisted writers, Dalton Trumbo, who ended up winning Academy Awards under a different name, and then after years later, and they ended up giving it to him. Bryan Cranston, who's a phenomenal actor, played it. So I love diving into old school and classic films as well. I like looking at, because I'm a New Yorker, but I also love Los Angeles. I came out here when I was 15 for a trip, and I fell in love with it. And then I wanted to come back out. And I'm out here now officially 13 years, but I love watching films from anything from the 80s on below about Los Angeles, because you see the history of it and you see different things going on with the film. I did a film called Lazarus, Day of the Living Dead. It's old school. I wanted to do an old school style 1957-esque movie about Los Angeles and Hollywood, and so I felt like for a low budget film that we captured it. I wanted the music to be like a Bernard Herrmann-esque, who did a lot of the music for Hitchcock, and I wanted to have that pacing, that old school 50s style pacing that we don't have today. Because I think that's the best in storytelling, is letting it play out, letting it go, letting the actors, move into that realm. Nowadays it would be considered a taste to have a movie like that with the fast-paced cutting and everything else, or CGI. Definitely an old school, old soul.
Thomas, don't you feel that science of cinema editorial style they utilize robs the nuance of the film? It just robs it, takes it right out. Yeah, it strips it.
Absolutely. I mean, it depends on. I mean, look, it took me a lot of people love the movie Transformers, and I think the film is pretty cool. But it took me so many times to watch it because there's so fast cutting on what the hell is going on. I'm like, what's happening? It's
exactly. I have to take a Valium first. I got to pop a couple of pills before I watch it.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, you go back. One of the greatest directors, look, my four go-to directors basically is Cecil B. DeMille, Orson Welles, Steven Spielberg, and Alfred Hitchcock. And when I go back, I always talk about a director named Victor Fleming. And a lot of people heard him, and a lot of people didn't hear him. But you don't realize that this guy is responsible for two of the biggest movies that ever came out of Hollywood. Here's a guy making Gone with the Wind, and he gets tapped from the studio, and they tell him, hey, stop what you're doing. We need you on this soundstage. We just fired this other director, and we need you. He's like, but I'm not finished making this movie. And it's like, he's got like 2 or 3 scenes left. They said, well, take care of it. Go. They literally took this director in the middle of making Gone with the Wind over to the soundstage where they just fired this other director.
Wow.
And you know what that movie was that he ended up doing? Wizard of Oz.
Wow.
So same director get ushered into going. Imagine having all that pressure on you, and you're like, oh, I don't know. And here the Wizard of Oz is dealing with, black and white and color, and this is going to happen, and most of it's on the soundstage, and we're going to use this. We're going to use it. So this guy just did the biggest film ever, Gone with the Wind, during that time, where a lot of people don't realize, too, one of the greatest things, I'm sure, Robert, the first thing they ever shot in that movie was the big fire sequence. And where it's supposed to be Clark Gable and Vivian Leigh are on the stagecoach running out. That wasn't even them. Those were 2 stunt people. They shot that first before they even had a cast in place, because they wanted to take advantage of the studio was burning all the excess props and locations. That's all King Kong, the old King Kong movie. The big wall of King Kong, New York, that's all burning because they had to make space on the studio to build sets for Gone with the Wind. So they had to burn everything back then. So they took advantage of shooting it to add into the movie way before a script and a cast was put together. Fantastic. I mean, that's just mind-blowing when you think about it. Sorry, I'm boring people.
No, it's not boring at all, man. To me,
I'm sorry, not for you, but
it's a case in point of, like, sometimes it's okay to put the carriage before the horse. You know what I mean?
There you go.
If it works, it works.
That's
man.
right.
Clearly, it worked quite well for them, didn't it? Yeah.
Fantastic film.
Yeah.
There's one movie that I always watch, and I know that it was filmed in the 80s. I was a huge fan of this. You guys, Robert, Thomas, you probably know this movie. Samantha, hubby over there, Maureen, if you don't, this is what it was called. It was starring Paul Newman and Tom Cruise in The Color of Money.
Great film.
That was probably one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
Great sequel. Did you ever you saw the original? That it was.
Mm-hmm. I saw the original. The original to me was the all-time best. Paul Newman at his best.
Jackie.
Yep. And Tom Cruise, when he was almost like a baby in the industry, he came in his own character. Everybody was so damn believable in that. And movies, when you make it, if it's so believable and original, like Robert, remember we were talking a lot. It's all about original. It's not about going with everybody that does everything. It's about standing out.
You don't want to standardize things. You don't want to trivialize things. You don't want the redundancy of a formula that's been replicated countless times, because then you build an audience of idiots.
Yep. So The Color of Money, just with a pool, like a pool game kind of movie that people probably think this is bullshit. This is going to be boring. But when you see them hustling, and you see that Tom Cruise thought he had Paul Newman, and then Paul Newman had him the whole time, and it's like the calm, cool, and collected kind of guys back in the 80s.
Yeah,
that a lot of people don't have anymore in this generation.
Well, then I think it's possible to. The spirit is there. I think the difficult. This is just my opinion. I clearly have to preface it by saying that, but that the power that's running things doesn't want to allow that. There's people forget. I don't think you have, but there's a lot of the consumers don't realize that it's an industry of power that has a revenue stream moving through it that could, it points toward nefarious in terms of how much money it makes. And the people in positions of power and what motivates their decisions, that's just another conversation. But the point is this, that when you have people who are, Ellen Burstyn said it best in an interview she did many years ago. I don't know if you remember this, Thomas, when she said that they are systematically eradicating the creative process from the aspect of the market, meaning the creative entities that were in the room with the money, with the producers, are being pushed out, so not to influence, so that the money can come in, do a quick, turn and burn to make profit, and care less and less over the decades about the quality of what's being made, and the expeditious aspect of the banking mentality that just wants to pump product out quickly, efficiently, and make money. And she pointed out that she didn't like that the creative voices were being silenced by the power. And I think what you're seeing when you make points like this about why aren't we seeing this style anymore? Why don't we see these type of actors or this type of approach to filmmaking? Why is it passe now? Why is it laughable? Why I dare say it has to do with what she said, that the creative influence has been almost not completely eradicated, but eradicated to a degree where the people that make the decisions ultimately will not allow it to manifest, even if creatively it seems like a stronger choice. Their fear is that the people have been trained the other way now to such a degree it's not going to make any sense to them, and they'll laugh them out of their budget. They'll lose money with a risk like that. If we say, Thomas, we wanted to make a movie to complement the pacing of the old school movies without the quick cuts, and develop the story and let it breathe, let the characters develop over time and get involved in the story. The argument would be, yeah, but a lot of the younger kids are going to fall. We're going to lose about 70% of our fucking audience, man. It's a good idea, but money-wise, bad business. So we got a problem now where the banking mentality is overtaking the creative input, the creative influence. And that's why I think it calls to your point about how come we don't, we're not seeing these kind of guys anymore. They're there. And they can be groomed to manifest the disposition of character that's intriguing and what you like and what I like. But are they being allowed to do that? Is there a call for that? Is there a work order for that? In that sense, the industry is very political in what it wants and how it wants to propagate a fundamental of the masses to train them to react to things, maybe, because they know they can make money with that. So it's money oriented. It's not creative oriented a lot of the time, I dare say, unless you afforded the luxury of a hit movie and being this kind of overnight success, because with a shoestring budget, you move the whole culture because your film is unique. Say you're Christopher Nolan, right? And you come out with Memento. How much was the budget? We don't know, probably not a lot, but he did something that had never been done before. He went backwards in his timeline, right? He had his character going in reverse. He did things that were groundbreaking. So in that sense, he earned the right to tell whoever had the money, shut the fuck up. My movie Memento made a lot of money for you guys. And last time I looked, we won some awards. So they said, okay, all right, Christopher, we'll let you get this one. But if you stray this much from the path and their next movie doesn't fucking bring in those kind of numbers, we're going to tell you what to do. So I think there's a power struggle now between the really gifted directors that are at the apex of power that have to basically go to war with the money entities. And the argument is, yeah, but hey, man, hey, Harvey, this director made us a lot of money. Maybe let's let him run and see where he takes us. And if he takes us into deficit, we'll fire his ass and we'll replace him. But if he takes us to the promised land and our account skyrockets, hey, let him be as nutty as he wants with his fucking movies, man, because he can move a whole culture and make us rich.
Well, even with that, Robert, what you're saying is it happened to even like the greatest filmmakers of all. I mean, you got Coppola who did The Godfather, and then when they were doing Godfather 2, they were breaking his chops. You had Mel Gibson with Braveheart when he wanted to do The Passion. I mean, here they made a lot of money with Braveheart and won the Oscars, and when he wanted to do The Passion, nobody wanted it. Then you have Clint, who you've worked with, legend, who did The Unforgiven, brought Westerns back, made a bunch of money, brought Oscars to the table, and then when he was ready to do $1 Million Baby, nobody wanted to do it. But then what did he do? Won another movie with Oscars, Best Picture and all. So it just shows that if you stick to your guns and you fight the fight, because nowadays it's a different type of fight.
Oh yeah.
And you believe in your craft and you believe in what you want, eventually you're going to get it. That's one of the things with my partner and I. One of my partners, Robert, you actually worked with her, Alexander Zurich Hunt. You did a movie, Homestay with.
Yep.
Her and I, we've been building a platform of projects that we're going to be doing, and we're actually calling it Hollywood 2.0. It's definitely going to be out of the system, the studio system, but it's trying to get where movies were movies, and movies are good and still makes money for everybody involved, but it's doing what we want to do, as well as telling that great stories of what Hollywood lost. I mean, again, it's all about the quick turnaround, and the studio system is great, but it's all run by pretty much banks and everything else.
Thank you very by banks, man. There it is. They're bankers.
Yep. I mean, it's just like for example, David, you brought up one of your greatest films that you liked was The Color of Money. I mean, that was back in the day when Martin Scorsese was again, he just did Raging Bull, didn't get no Oscar or nothing for it, made a lot of money. He did all these movies, so artistically, he was still one of those guys, director artistically, that was putting that camera everywhere, where you never seen a ball coming at the lens and the camera's the actual ball going into the pocket. You never seen that. So it was all that creative stuff. Is he had time during the 80s, everybody was doing that. Nowadays, it's less creative. It's hard. It's quick cuts and CGI to make the buck, get it out, turn it around.
You've got robots making films for robots.
Yeah. Look at the Marvel films. Nothing against Marvel. I know a lot of people like Marvel, but
I don't. I'm not a fan. I can give a shit about Marvel, bro. You said, Dave, I don't have to filter myself, right? So fuck Marvel.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah.
Fuck everything.
Okay.
Fuck the world,
with Marvel films.
But anyway, Thomas, you were saying, I'm sorry I interrupted. Good.
No, but I was saying for Marvel, with behind the scenes, when you see behind the scenes, it's everybody's green screen. Everything is green screen. There's no more. To me, props, location helps get the actor, the talent in that zone to tell that story that's on the dialogue that's on the pages. When you got them acting against green screens and don't know where to look, the actor's just taking the paycheck because he don't give a shit anymore.
You can see it. You can see it. It's a soulless ride. There's no soul in it, man. I don't feel anything, man.
That's right.
The funny thing is, I was on a pretty big movie. It's coming out this spring, and there's a very well recognizable actor that had to read off cue cards behind the camera. And it was a lot. There's like cards everywhere. And when we come in and we're like, what the fuck's going on here? I thought we were doing a movie. And here's cue cards everywhere constantly. And it still didn't even work. But
sometimes people need that because of the age, or they're doing too many movies in a week. And they're going from movie to movie to movie, so they can't really remember their lines or don't want to read the script because they just want the paycheck.
Yeah,
but I can't knock, certain people for that because,
just different styles. I mean, different learning styles of taking stuff in.
Hey, nowadays, you guys left.
Yeah. Nowadays, some people got the earpiece in their ear and they're getting told what to say, and it's preparation. I always think that takes your fellow actor out of that scene, because if the one actor or two or everybody knows the script, knows the lines, and they're coming prepared, and you're not, it completely takes everybody out of that moment, as well as even the director. I mean, it's just.
I agree.
But that's
it's the same principles of carpentry, man. You know, if you want to build a house, you have to lay the foundation correctly. You have to know what you're doing. Nowadays, you have like, well, she looks really good playing the piano. Yeah, but she doesn't know how to play. It's okay. We'll lay a track, but she looks good doing it. You see what I mean? It's the facade aspect of things and how it looks and appears rather than its content. And it goes against the fundamental teachings that I was basically beat over the head with in a lot of the acting classes and teachers I studied with that were like Nazis in terms of their regiment, you know, how strict they were about character analysis, character development, inhabiting the space realistically, sense memory, where were you prior before you entered. All the stuff that I was taught is being just diminished. You know, you had to know your lines. You had to come in prepared. You need to also know the subtext of a dialogue. And if the director or teacher wanted you to basically throw the dialogue away, what would you come up with in terms of improv as a parallel, run tandem with those words? What other words would you use? So they explored it high and low, inside and out, very thorough in its examination. And the British kick our ass because in their terms of their ability, because their regiment in England and a lot of the way they've been trained through class, they've been trained in classic theater, man. They have been taught the power of the voice. They don't move their hands very much. They've learned the power of the word and non-gesturing and to basically manifest a whole assortment of character types that transcend the personality itself. Whereas we build careers based on cult of personality in America and exacerbate it to make money because of a phenomenon. Whereas they are trained to basically play anything and everything. Their regiment is like fucking boot camp, Marine boot camp. And the Americans used to be that way back in the old days, in the 40s. And that's why the American stage was respected back in the day. We've since fallen from grace, and our laziness and complacency in terms of how we approach the art form. And it's also not just the performer's fault, it's the Hollywood's fault for being greedy to want to move things quicker. Thus, they don't care about a process. They want to get rid of the process and go right to the result, you know, in that sense. Not everybody does, but I remember how strict the regiment was. You in the East, even in the 80s and 90s, when you auditioned, and even before Amazon bought IMDb, you could not just fucking put a whole list of basically fraudulent credits that don't add up to shit just to make yourself appear like you're doing something. There was standards and practices that were put in play that you really had to be able to walk the talk. You couldn't put on a fucking uniform and hold a fucking M16 and play act war. You had to go to war for real and be in a couple of firefights to come back and claim that territory. Otherwise, you were fraud, man. You were kicked out. You're like, fuck this. This person's a fake. They're not the real deal. And you were quickly either ostracized or put in place about what was required of you to do the work. Whether the casting director berated you, whether the producers were like, no, do it again, and we need it like this. They were relentless from what I remember how casting was back in the day and how carnivorous they were, like a fucking firing squad, watching everything you did at these auditions, even at the callbacks. They watched everything you did because they wanted to make certain if they're going to bet on you that you knew what you were doing, you know. And I think, you know, I remember that regiment. And so when I hear stories about actors not knowing lines or showing up ill-prepared or just grabbing as many projects as they can, they're part of the ruination. They're ruining the very foundation of what once was cherished because if they're looked at and looked up to as the people that are guiding, they're taking us down the wrong fucking road, man. And then what happens is the younger generation could care less about them. The older generation loses respect for them because they're getting lazy, they're getting sloppy, they're a ghost of their former performer, man. They're not really digging deep on this one. So some would say, yo, man, retire. Or if you're going to do it, fucking load your guns, man. Come with both guns loaded. And when they say action, blow our fucking minds. I mean, Richard, what was it? Little Richard who said it best about Jimi Hendrix. He said, you love Jimi Hendrix because he gave it to you all, man. Because Jimi Hendrix was fucking in outer space with his guitar playing, man. And he did things that were revolutionary and blew people's minds. When he was playing that guitar with his fucking teeth like that, it was like, whoa, no one had ever seen anything like that. He gave you everything, man. Even at the chance of failing, he still gave it all to you. And that's what Little Richard said about him. He said, that's what y'all want. You want all or nothing. And the problem, I think, is, in my opinion, is that these performers nowadays, they complain, but yet they themselves fall into a bin of mediocrity because their work ethics are in their ass, man. They're lazy, and the British are not. That's why they run circles around us, man.
That's right. Absolutely right. That was 100%.
Very well said, Robert.
Robert, mic drop.
But it's upsetting to me, man, because I wouldn't say pride, but I want to respect our region. I don't want this British invasion to envelop what was built years ago by so many people who shed blood on the fucking American stage so somebody else can come over and claim it, man. You know, that's not cool either. So I'm not glorifying them. I'm just pointing out what I perceive. It's only Robert's perception, right? I just wish that it was a balance between them. We have great American actors. We have Joaquin Phoenix. We have Johnny Depp. I can go down a list of American actors that are fucking amazing to watch. So I'm not handing it over to the British and say they've outdone us. We've got some of our own champions that are holding the value.
But you got to put yourself in that group too with the great American actors, because you paid your dues, man, and you've been around a long time. Where did you study back in the day?
I went to the High School for Performing Arts before I went into the military. I did a 4-year stint in the military. I got out. I reconnected with my acting teacher from Performing Arts. He suggested that I go to the actor studio and apply for their working observer program. So I basically observed actors at the studio while it was a physical building before it became a television show. And then at the same time, I was studying at the Stellar Adler Institute and also studying privately with my teacher. He was kind of like guiding me back forward into a refresher course and training so that I could catch up, because I'd spent 4 years away from it.
Well, two things. Number one, thank you for serving. And I didn't know that about you, but you're from New York?
Yeah, I grew up in Brooklyn.
What part of Brooklyn?
I was born in Coney Island Hospital, and then lived in South Brooklyn for a while. Lived near and you know where Brooklyn Tech is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I lived in that. I forget, Flatbush it's called. I think it's What area is that? I can't remember.
Where Brooklyn Tech is, that would be considered like downtown Brooklyn too.
Downtown Brooklyn. Yeah, I lived there. Wow. We moved. I was kind of a latch kid. We were homeless, so I was all over the place. And then we went upstate to Croton, Harmon, like up the Hudson River, man. So I was like all over the fucking place.
I was from Bushwick.
Yeah,
I was born in Brookdale Hospital and grew up on Himrod and Knickerbocker Avenue, and then I moved to Queens, where I spent most of my life, and then I came out here 13 years ago officially. But,
Bushwick, it was a tough spot, man.
Yeah.
You grew up in a war zone, man.
I did, yes.
You grew up in a war zone, man.
Yeah. But this was great, man. This was I definitely have to bail out, but guys, thank you very much. And Robert, I think I got a phone number for you. I'm not going to say it over there, but I'm going to text you.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
And this way we exchange numbers and all, and talk some further. But you're
share movies, man. I need movie suggestions, please, Thomas.
Well, not just that. I want to work with you. I've been wanting to work with you in a while.
I don't want to be obvious, but I figure since we're both movie buffs, let's keep it real on that.
Absolutely, absolutely. But you're out here, right? You're based in LA.
Yeah. Technically, I've been in California for 35 years. I'm up in up north now, hanging out, hiding for a while. I need a retreat.
I'm up there somewhere. I'll text you. But I have to run, guys. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Thanks.
I had a ball. You guys are amazing, and very nice meeting everybody. And thank you. And
we had a great time. This was lots of fun.
Yeah.
Take care. God bless all. Bye.
Bye. So there's another show that just began, so we should have been ended a while ago.
Okay. So
thank you so much for being with us, Rob. We had a great
My
time.
pleasure.
You're an awesome,
Yep.
guest.
Robert,
And
thank you very much, man.
Thanks, Dave.
You're a really good friend of ours, and we love you like a brother.
we love
And
you.
we really can't wait to see you in person finally. We'll hang out. We'll go get some drinks, maybe get some dinner, and we'll shoot the shit.
And I'll get a medium rare steak.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm trying to get off the well done. I really am. Maureen's killing me for it. So.
It's my teeth, man. I
Robert.
couldn't eat a well done steak, bro. I have no teeth left. Yeah.
I
What's that say?
support
I can't see. My eyes are so bad. What does it say?
Hollywood vampires.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah, we might have to.
I gotta buy some vampire teeth. There you go. I'll get some implants.
Maureen and I might have to take you out. Maybe we'll go to the Viper Room.
Okay. All right. Sounds like a plan. That'd be
We could
cool.
do some paranormal investigations while we're
Why
there.
not? Hey, in that place, you'll get your money's worth.
We'll
Yeah.
definitely get something.
Yeah.
So
All right.
thanks for being with us and talking with us as always.
Yeah.
So this is Uncensored with David and Maureen and Robert LaSardo, our good friend. And thanks for watching. Have a great
Good night,
evening,
everyone.
everyone.
Good night.
Bye.